Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be covering part 3 of the Linux Fundamentals course in TryHackMe. This is the third and final course of the Linux Fundamentals pathway, if you want to consider that. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's wrap it up. So once again, the video I'll be skipping. I already started my machine, as you can see. Introduction, it's the finale. And then deploying the machine, SSH into it. I already did that here, as you can see. So I'm logged into this computer, so that's there. So, all right, let's just jump into the terminal text editors. Okay, so throughout the series so far, we have only stored text and files using a combination of the echo command and the pipe operators. This isn't an efficient way to handle data when you're working with files with multiple lines and the sorts. Okay, okay, they're gonna have us use nano and vim. Okay, so we see an example of nano. So it's basically the command nano, which is saying this is open up a text editor for the name of this file. So you would just say like nano, then the name of the file. So file name, yeah, there we go. So there's some examples, right, and it'll show you what they say, if there's anything that already is in them. And then Vim is just another example of a text editor. So I personally use Mousepad, but I don't know if that's installed here. Yeah, I mean, it says it's not installed. It's like Mousepad task 3. Yeah, not installed. Let me see, nano task 3. Yeah. So they don't have Mousepad installed, but I mean, they're all text editors. They all pretty much do the same exact thing. So first flag here, we have text editors. Boom. Alrighty, then we'll close out of here. I'm just gonna clear this up. Now we're moving on to downloading files. Okay, so we're gonna be using the wget command. So this command allows us to download files from the web via HTTP as if you were accessing the file in your browser. Okay, and then using SCP, which is secure copy. Secure copy, right? Because if you use just CP, that's just the copy command. So we're using secure copy. So working on a model of source and destination. SCP allows you to copy files and directories from your current system to a remote system, and copy files and directories from a remote system to your current system. So some variables, right? So check this out. It kind of shows you an example, what it would look like. And then this is huge. I used this when I was studying for my PJPT. I use this a lot, the spinning up a server utilizing the Python 3 command. And this kind of just shows the process of, receiving a file. And then here we go again. So this is probably what it's going to have us do. Ensure you are connected. Yes, we're connected. Okay. So use Python 3. So this is going to be Python 3-m http.server. So this is just going to spin up a server, right? And then we're going to have to open up a new terminal because it's going to kill this, which we obviously don't want to happen. So we're going to open up a new tab, go here. Use some other things. Yep. Okay. And then download the file. Remember, you need to open a new terminal. Yes. Okay. So then from here, we're just going to use the wget command, wget, and then we're going to put this in. So just an example to see what it would look like. Be right there. So HTTP 10, just want to make sure I have the right thing. 10, 201, 92, 215, and then we're doing this across port 8000, so it's going to be 8000, and then we're grabbing flag.txt. Okay, boom, there you go. It's fast. You can even see, if you go back to the server, you can see here that the request was successful. And then when we go back here, so we have this. So I'm not really sure what happened, but my PC crashed. The camera went off. My browser shut off. So I don't know what happened, but I went back through and I logged back in. I got pulled the file again. So if you see that it's coming from a different IP, that I'm a different IP, that's why. So I just went back and jumped in everything. But anyway, I got the file now. Like I said, we're able to see back here, this is successful. And then, so basically what we can do here is just go in and check everything. So ls-a, right? And then we are able to see that we have the flag file. Perfect. So then basically what we want to do from here is, sorry, this mic's in the way, is we're just going to cat this file. So cat flag.txt, right? There we go. That is our flag. Bam. Easy. Okay, create download files. Okay. So basically I'm gonna exit out of this and go back to kill this, Control C, and then clear it. Boom. Okay. Correct answer, processes. Okay, so now to move on to processes. Processes are programs that are running on your machine. They're managed by the kernel, where each process will have an ID associated with it. So PID is process ID, which is PID. The increments are 6, okay? So we use the friendly PS command, and I like that it's a friendly command to provide a list of the running processes on our user session and some additional information such as status code, the session that is running, how much usage time of the CPU it is using, and the name of the actual program or command that is being executed. Okay, and then to see the process run by other users and those that don't run from the session. System processes, we need to provide a UX aux to the PS command like so. Okay. See that? No, we can see 5 processes here. And then managing processes. So if you want to, here's some terms, but basically you would put the PID. So here, just say like you want to kill this, right? So that, so you say kill and then 102. So it's just you kill that. But there's also other ways. So sig term is going to kill the process, but do it clean, like more cleanly. And then sig kill is just going to kill it. Doesn't do any cleanup. And then sig stop is just going to stop, suspend the process. There's some more information. Getting process started on start on boot. So this is system CTL. And then obviously we have option service. So option is going to be what you would replace these with. And then service is whatever it is, the service that you're trying to stop, start, enable, disable, whatever it is. So there's that. Echo we've seen. All right, so this is a loop. Foreground. So using the PS command, we can backpedal and bring this process back to the foreground. With our process background, either using Control Z or the AND operator, we can use FG to bring this back to focus like below. All right, so approach the background, bring it back forward. Okay, and then so readme. If we were to launch a process where the previous ID was 300, what would the next ID, the new process be? This would be just 301 because if the last one's 300, it always just creates the next number moving forward. If we wanted to cleanly kill a process, what will we use? So this is sig term because you want to do it cleanly. Locate the process that is running on a deployed instance here. Okay, so for this, we're going to PS aux, and there will be a flag, I'm sure somewhere hidden in here. Yep, right here. Okay. There's that. And then, so what command we use to stop the service? So first, let me just clear that because it's taking up the whole screen. What command we use to stop the service? My service. So this is when we're going to use a system CTL, and then we want to stop my service. It's as simple as that. So what command we use? We want to start the same service on the boot up. So this is not going to be start. This is going to be enable for the boot up of the system. And it's the same service, so my service. Just like that. What command we use to bring a previously background image? So this is FG, like we were just talking about. Alrighty. Moving into maintaining your system automation. So cron, this is when you're I don't personally have too much experience with cron tabs or cron But I know that this is basically to automate a thing where setting a specific time. So as you can see here, minute, hour, month, day, or day, month, day of the month of the year, and day of the week. There we go. I was getting all fouled up. But yeah, that's basically that. So these all mean different things, different times. So if you were to run this is basically saying that it will run at midnight and it will run at noon. So there's 5 times to show what it would be. Each day it'll run twice, noon, midnight. So yeah, there's that. So basically, if we run cron tab -e, okay, and Bumble the cron tab will deployed instance run. So for here, it will run at reboot. Okay. And then this is basically just saying that they have this, where obviously that is. So that would just get changed for if you're trying to run the process at a different time. Moving on, let me exit out of here, clear it again. Interesting packages and software repos. So remember how earlier I was saying that I utilize, I was in this one, or yes, this one. I utilize Mousepad. This is where you would be able to install different, packages and repositories. So here's going to be a couple things. So add app repository. The app command is part of a package management software also named apt. An app contains a whole suite of tools that allow us to manage the packages and sources of our software and to install or remove software at the same time. Let me just see. Okay. All right. So just basically read through it. So I'll just kind of talk through these. So this would be like if you're trying to install something, right? You should be like apt install Mousepad. I don't think there's no internet, so it won't work, but that's basically what would happen, or like what you would type in. And here's some other examples. So add app repository, through adding or removing repository manually when you can, whilst you can install software through the use of package installer such as DPKG, and then which I believe is Debian package. Not 100%. Don't quote me on that one, but I believe that's what the DPKG stands for. Whenever up there, yes. So an example text editor. All right. So we're seeing it here. So let's download the GPG key and use apt-key to trust it. Okay. Adding the key. And we've added this key to our trusted list. We can now add some line text repository to our app source list. Okay, so you're seeing that there. We're using nano to save the repository into a newly created file. Okay, apt update. Yeah, obviously that's huge to know that. Removing packages is just as easy as reversing. All right, so I mean, basically they explain the whole process right there of how everything works and how to get it to run the way you should. And then moving on to managing your system logs. So we briefly touched upon logs, part 1, right? So we talked about variable. We talked about, well, this is like variable log, so that's why I bring that up. We talked about the temporary with the memory and your RAM and stuff like that. So just kind of full circling around a little bit more. Talking about this, you see that access log, error log. So access obviously means that someone was able to gain access. Error means that they did not get access. So we will look here. Look for the Apache 2 logs on the built Linux machine. Okay. So for here, we're going to just go to var-logs. I don't know why that's happening. This is what was crashing my thing before. So I apologize again. I am like randomly getting signed out of my TryHackMe account. So I don't know. I gotta look at that. I gotta change my password. I don't know if someone else is getting access. I can look to try and see if I can find, but I'll probably just change my password. But anyway, just to wrap this up, we are going to see. So we're gonna look for that. All right. So then from here, we're going to cd into var log and then Apache 2 because that's what it's saying right here. And then if we ls to C, we see access logs, so we know someone was able to gain access. And then, so what is the IP of this user? So from here, we will try the less command, access.log. Sorry, so it's .log.1 less access.log.1. There we go. So we're able to view that. And then we see that it is from this IP. And what file did they access? They access cats and dogs JPEG. Alrighty. So that is pretty much it. We use text editor. Yeah, we use OSL. So another thing to look at is bash scripting. That's another really good thing to know. Regular expressions. But for the most part, that has everything to do with this specific pathway of the Linux fundamentals of TryHackMe. Like I would mention before, I might end up doing something just on my own, walking through like one of my virtual machines and kind of just walking through it and talking about other things that you can do with Linux, other commands, even maybe doing like a pen testing one. But if that's something you guys are interested in, please let me know and I'll create a video like that. But that's basically it. So there we go. We got our badge for Linux. So thank you guys for tuning in for this whole series. If you were here the whole entire time, I appreciate you guys. Check out my other videos. If there's any other TryHackMe rooms you guys would like to see, we kind of walk through or go through, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, just like, subscribe, help me grow my channel. And I hope to see you guys in a future video. Thanks for sticking by. See ya.